Once again, I need you to be on page 41 of your study guide. And where we're going to look is how many main points should your body or speech contain, and what are your choices for presenting your main points in logical order. Generally speaking, for this speech, your informative speech should contain 3 main points and no more than 5. 3 is the minimum, which is what I asked you to do for the soft skills speech. If you're going to do an informative speech with less than 3 main points, and quite honestly, you don't have enough to talk about. If you try to give us more than 5, either you're going to have a problem with running out of time or information overload. In terms of organizing those points, you have 3 choices that I'm going to talk about today. First of all, topical. Topical means it does not matter which main point comes first or last. For example, your soft skills speech, it didn't matter if you were talking about hard work, you were organized, and you dealt well with people, it didn't matter to me which main point came first. And that may be true of your particular speech. Now, some people say, should my most important point come first? My perspective is that all main points should be equally important. The second choice is probably the most common, chronological, which is a time order. For example, my version of the Mickey Mouse speech begins with Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, then how Walt Disney first created Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Willie, and then Mickey Mouse cartoons between 1929 up to 1940. That's chronological. If you're going to be doing the history something or somebody's life, that's probably going to be the one that you're most likely going to use. And these are the 2 more common. The third one is called spatial. I don't get a lot of these. This is to give a sense of direction. So for example, I one time had a student do a speech on national parks in the United States, and she did 4 of them. One was in Maine, one was in Tennessee, one was in New Mexico, and one was on the coast of California. So her approach was east to west. If you were going to do, let's say, a speech on different types of clouds, you could do, for example, the clouds that are closest to the ground, which is fog, and then keep going up higher into the sky, which is ultimately the cirrus clouds. So that would be a sense of direction, but I don't get that many. So remember, 3 to 5 main points. And in terms of putting them in some order, you have topical, so it doesn't matter which comes first or last, chronological, which is a time order, which is biographies and histories type speeches used, and spatial, which is a sense of direction.